What's up guys, Steven here and welcome back to a new video. And today I want to talk about big battery smartphones in general and about Oukitel, I don't know how to call them, I'll just call them Oukitel. Oukitel's latest flagships, the K6 and the K10. First of all, big thanks to Gearbest and Oukitel for sending me the phones, but as always, that does not influence my opinion on the smartphones. So well, if you don't know Oukitel, they have been around for a few years and they've always made some quite okay big battery smartphones. I've owned the Oukitel, I think it was called 10,000, but now it's called the K series. So we have the K6, which indicates a 6,000 mAh battery, and we have the K10, which indicates a massive 10,000 mAh battery. This is just sick, guys. So well, in today's video we'll have a closer look at the K6, and my review about the K10 will come probably next week. I'll fly to Canada where it's very cold, and there I'll just test the battery to its limits. Alright, so inside of the box you will find the usual stuff. So we have here a charger, and it's a quick charger, so we have 5 volts, 3 amps equals 15 watts. And yeah, that's it. We have a USB Type-C cable, but the bad thing about it is that the connector is slightly longer than other Type-C cables. So I tried to charge it with my Galaxy Note 8 cable and it was falling out all of the time. So most of the Type-C cables will not work, and this is just really bad. Then there is no headphone jack. That means you get a Type-C to 3.5mm adapter. The sound output is pretty good. I tried my big headphones and actually it sounds quite nice, but seriously, that phone is so huge. I think there's space for a 3.5mm headphone jack. And for sure, big battery smartphones, what can you do with them? You can charge other devices, so it supports OTG and you get a USB Type-C to full-sized USB 2.0 adapter. So that's quickly what you can find inside of the box. But now let's have a closer look at the smartphone. So well, it's super heavy. Now it's not as heavy as the K10000, but this one here weighs over 260 grams. Even compared to my Galaxy Note 8, this is a crazy weight. So well, it comes with a 18:9 display, which is looking very good. It's sharp, it's very bright, the colors are looking good, and it's an IPS panel. Well, the battery, it's amazing. It's 6,300 mAh, which gives you, I would say, at least 2 days of use. You have 6 gigs of RAM, 64 gigabytes of ROM, and the Helio P23 processor, which is not the lowest of the lowest anymore, which Oukitel used to implement in the smartphones, but well, I would say it's in quite low to mid-range SoC. So that are the main specifications, beside of some gimmicks like dual cameras, which is actually just a single camera with a very bad secondary sensor, front-facing dual cameras, well, also the same thing like on the rear camera, and a front-facing LED flash, which doesn't really help a lot in low-light situations. The display, as I've told you, it's looking very good. We have small bezels, as you can see. I actually really enjoy the form factor, so 18:9 is really something I got used to also on my Galaxy Note 8, even though it makes the smartphone a little bit longer. So well, the backside is a huge fingerprint magnet, but I have to say, it looks quite good. We have a fingerprint scanner here in the back, which is also working quite okay, so I would say 8 to 9 out of 10 times, but it's not the fastest one. We have the rear cameras, which are sticking out a little bit out of the body. Then, yeah, the buttons, they feel good to press. Also, form factor pretty cool. There are no hardware buttons at the bottom, so just software buttons. Type-C port, which is only working with the included cable, and a okay sounding mono speaker. So well, that's the smartphone from the outside. Now let's talk about the operating system. So that was the smartphone from the outside, but now let's have a closer look at Android, which is running on the smartphone. So it ships out, or actually comes with Android 7.1.1 straight out of the box, which is a good thing because some Chinese smartphones right now, they just ship out with an outdated Android 7, they just ship out with old security patches. But here I have received a wireless update, yeah, actually around 2 weeks ago, and yeah, it's working fine. We have the latest security patches, there is no malware. Then the operating system is actually quite smooth, pretty close to stock, but we have some customizations like icons pretty much stolen from Samsung. Then also we have a few gestures included, we have NFC, we have a few customizations. So overall I have to say the operating system is clean, it's fast, sometimes social media apps like Facebook or Twitter, it's lagging a little bit, but also if you do heavy multitasking, you have some hiccups from time to time, but to be honest, it's actually working perfectly fine. What I really like is the included QR code scanner, because I just mainly use the smartphone because it has such a huge battery to scan all my miners in the miner shop and to write down the numbers. It's really good for that because you have a scanner all the time and you have battery life all the time, so you don't need to recharge it. That's really, really good. All in all, yeah, the operating system quite nice. Regarding the performance, I've played all the latest games, Asphalt 8, Nova and some more, and most of the games are running fine on mid graphics. However, if you play some very graphic intense games, you'll have some skipped frames and hiccups from time to time. Now the phone scores around 77K in Antutu, so it's not a high performer, but also it's not the lower end, and I think for 270 USD, well, the performance is not the best, but it's actually quite okay. So I had no thermal issues like thermal throttling, but when I play some games, some 3D games for a longer time, it gets quite warm. There are several sensors on board, so actually this is looking quite good from the performance side. So let's talk about the main feature, which is definitely the battery. So 6300 milliamp hours, what's that? So that gives you around 17, 16, even up to 20 hours of screen on time, depending on what you're doing. So for an average user, this would something be like 2 to 4 days of battery life, depending on your usage, on your screen brightness. So literally, this is simply amazing. If you use the smartphone just like me without a SIM card, you can just rechoose it once a week and it's fine. So this is just really, really amazing. Talking about rechoosing it, so this can take up to 3 hours, sometimes a little bit more than 3 hours. So charging it is not super fast, but keeping in mind that the battery is that huge, I would say it's quite okay. Now, as I've told you before, the phone is also coming with a fingerprint scanner and it works actually quite well. What's working not that well is the face recognition because, well, it's just like a webcam recognition, nothing super fancy like on the iPhone, and also it's not that secure. So instead of the face recognition, I would definitely keep using the fingerprint scanner. Alright, so let's talk about the cameras. And this is just like on most cheap Chinese smartphones, just a marketing trick. On the paper you have 4 cameras, in reality you have 2, because the other modules are so crappy, they're not working together with the main camera, and really the bokeh effect is just software generated. Also black and white pictures are software generated. There is no wide angle mode on the front facing camera, so really the secondary camera is just useless, it's marketing and it makes you think that you have better image quality, but no you don't. The rear camera is not really good, the focus is super slow, to be honest. It's one of the slowest focusing smartphones I've seen in the past in that price range. And yeah, it's actually not really usable for me. That's why I don't use the camera on the smartphone. Also the front-facing camera is usually blurry, not sharp, and to be honest, I've seen way better cameras than on the smartphone. So here comes a quick video test to show you the video quality. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so here's a quick video test in 1080p on the Oukitel, and well, stabilization doesn't look too good. Regarding dynamic range, even though everything here is white, it looks okay. What is really terrible and really shocked me is actually the slow and pulsing focus. So I tried to focus in low light and it was so terrible slow. But well, that's what you have to deal with smartphones in that price range with huge batteries and great screens. Alright, so there we go. Listen to the microphone quality right now. 1080p is, as I've told you, the maximum here. And yeah, that's the video quality on the K6. What's up guys, so here's a quick front-facing camera test on the K6. Now, is it in sync? Well, I think so. Alright, so yeah, the maximum recording dimension is 720p. It's not too much wide angle, but wide enough to get myself here on the picture from 70 centimeters. Now, it looks quite smooth on the screen, but just check it out right now on the computer. You can see here dynamic range, details in the background. Well, we have so bad weather for the last days, it's crazy. I wanted to get some nice shots for you, but this is all I can get you right now. So guys, this is a quick low light video test on the smartphone and oh my god. So, literally 5 minutes ago,
the whole house here was on fire. It was a huge fireball and it looked like gas explosion. Really, literally 2 houses next to me. This is really crazy. Oh my god. But right now it's looking good, but as you can see the smartphone gets really crispy in the darkness, so we have a lot of noise, then it can't really focus. So
let's talk about the connectivity. So all in all, I have to say, connectivity wise, it's okay. Now the Wi-Fi signal is almost on the same level like on my Galaxy Note 8, but the Galaxy Note 8 has a little bit better Wi-Fi and finds more networks. But regarding the overall signal quality, well, on the Oukitel K6, it's also quite good. I used it for GPS, offline navigation without SIM card, GPS only. It also did quite well, and 4G speed tests, Wi-Fi speed tests, no problem. Also, I did a few test calls and microphone quality is good, and well, so far connectivity absolutely awesome. But as always, when you buy a Chinese smartphone, you have to make sure that the frequency bands of your provider are also supported, so make sure you check that first. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we're now here at the end of this video, and let's come quickly to my final conclusion about the Oukitel K6. So all in all, it's a quite decent smartphone, even though it's really heavy, but I think it's a little bit too expensive right now. So 270 USD, you can get a bunch of other smartphones. But well, if you're looking for a good display, if you're looking for a huge battery, so 6,300 mAh, if you do not care about the batteries and if you can live with that fucked up USB port, then actually it's a quite nice smartphone, but definitely a little bit too expensive for what you get. There are so many other smartphones out there, but to be honest, Oukitel is doing good. I really like the brand. They are evolving, they provide software updates, at least for the models here, and so far the phone is looking quite okay. So there will be a review of the K10 very soon, probably in Canada. It's looking so huge, so heavy. I'm actually very excited about the smartphone, and if you're also excited, you can check out the links down below in the description. So big thanks for watching, guys. I know everything here looks quite different because moving office, running the shop, but I'll keep you updated with a lot of videos which will come very soon and also show you what we're doing here in the background. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, down below in the comments. If you have anything other than that, yeah, please just like this video and ask me. I'm Steven from TechMagnet, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a nice day.